audio and video full on podcast by just using your cell phone. So for a lot of creators, you do not need the $5,000 camera. You don't need any of this fancy equipment. You can record a full podcast right from your phone. For this podcast that you're watching and listening to right now has been recorded right on my cell phone. Hello and welcome to another episode. In this episode, I'm going to show you how you can record an audio and video podcast on just your phone. That's literally all you need is just your cell phone and you could have a full production podcast. I believe when starting a podcast, the hardest part is starting. So I find that a little trick that I like to show most people is that you can have a audio and video full on podcast by just using your cell phone. So I believe in building the plane as you go. So that's why I emphasize this strategy a ton to all my clients and anyone that I come across. So here we go. I'm going to show you step by step how to record an audio and video podcast with just your cell phone. And for this podcast that you're watching and listening to right now has been recorded right on my cell phone. So for my purposes, I actually do use a separate phone for this, but you can use your phone that you use every day or an old phone that you have lying around. Does not need to be fancy whatsoever. So step number one, you are going to take your phone and you are going to put it horizontal, just like this. Make sure that your phone is plugged into a charging source because it has happened to me and I have not had my phone plugged in and it ends up dying. Also, make sure your phone, if you're using your everyday phone, is on airplane mode because the last thing you want in the middle of recording is to get a phone call and it completely stops your recording. It's a complete pain to reset. So just make sure that your phone is on airplane mode. I recommend going out and getting some sort of stand or even a tripod. I use this one personally. Not too sure where I got it. I completely forgot, but it works pretty well for me. I just rest it on my desk that's sitting in front of me and I put my phone on it horizontally just like this. And if you don't have a desk or anything to lean your phone on, you can go online on Amazon and get a tripod. I have used that method before, works out completely fine. This next step is completely optional, but it will definitely up level your content for a low cost. But on something like Amazon or whatever, you can get a lav mic. This is called a lavalier mic, and you just clip it onto your shirt or anything near you, just like this. Or you see a lot of TikTokers, they go like this with their phone and then they end up talking into the mic with something random. But that's not what they were meant for originally. People just do that. But lavalier mics you see a lot on, interviews on television and news and things like that. And they usually have a cord that wraps around the back with the battery pack. This one is wireless. So this actually plugs into your phone just like this. And then it connects to this and the audio goes directly into your phone. So it will just up level your content a little bit. You do not need it. I recommend it if you are just using your phone though. Okay, and this is where all the fun begins, obviously. So your phone is now plugged into a charging source. Your phone is horizontal. It is on airplane mode. And guess what? Now you are going to hit record. Another factor to consider, make sure your storage is able to handle this because once again, you don't want your recording to stop halfway through and then you just have to start all over. It's a pain in the ass. So just make sure that your storage can handle an episode. A little tip I like to give, it's better to record further away than it is closer than you think because you can always zoom in, but you can't zoom out. So I always recommend recording a little further than you think, and then it always reaps the rewards on the back end when you're editing. And once you're done recording your episode, obviously hit stop on your phone and then upload to whatever editing platform that you use. Personally, I use Premiere Pro. So what I do is that I use all Apple products. So on my separate phone, I AirDrop this recording onto my laptop, and then from there I upload it to Premiere Pro. It's a seamless process. But there are tons of other ways to do this. Pick whatever method works for you, obviously. So for a lot of creators, you do not need the $5,000 camera. You don't need any of this fancy equipment. You can record a full podcast right from your phone. I hope you found this episode useful. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It lets me know what I'm saying is actually useful and I'm not just talking to myself and watching my own videos and listening to my own podcast in the car. So please subscribe. If you have used your phone before, comment below how you liked it. If you absolutely hate using your phone and you're adamant about using a professional camera, comment below why. I'm very curious. And if you're looking to start a podcast, your phone is the best way to just get started, because I believe in the strategy is whatever route will get you there the fastest and get you started is the route that we should take. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.